I am so excited to announce that Art of the Float now has a shop online. Yay! You can now go online, get video clips, testimonial videos, scientific blog posts, t-shirts, mugs, all the things to celebrate your float center, rep Art of the Float brand, and also there's more to it. I'm really excited to say that we are reaching out to people within the community to create your awesome art, put it on t-shirts, prints, and distribute that out to the community. We want this shop to be a hub for the industry so that it's where you go to not get just merch for yourself, but to get merch for your center, whether it's mugs for tea that you're putting out there or merchandise that you're going to have your customers wearing that you want to distribute or sell out to your customers. We also want to sell merch that you're going to wear in your center, that your employees are going to wear. So we have a lot in mind for this store, and we're super excited. If you want to check it out, please do. It's shop.artofthefloat.com. And right now we're doing 15% off. It's automatic in the store. It's also 15% off our original image hosting site. Pixieset.com is also 15% off. Just type launch15 for your promo code and get 15% off. But yeah, we're so excited to launch this and actually have people looking at it now. So again, it's shop.artofthefloat.com. You can also just go to artofthefloat.com and click on the shop icon. Let's see here. Before we get started on the podcast, which we're going to talk all about merchandising, by the way, so this is a really apt episode. Before we get in, big shout out to HelmBot. I don't know about you, but I like to know my shortcuts when it comes to my software. I don't like clicking around. I want to be efficient with it. And so what's nice about HelmBot is they don't hide where those shortcuts are. You don't have to figure it out on your own or go to some other website link to find it. It's built right in. Just click on the upper right area of the website, find shortcuts, click on that, and it's got the whole list of everything, so you can just hop right into the search field, create a new user, whatever it is. You're able to easily jump around their software, make changes, and never have to take your hands off of your keyboard. So that is quite convenient. Just one more wonderful thing about HelmBot. HelmBot.com is where you want to go. Schedule a tour, have a demo. There's absolutely no risk. We highly, highly recommend it. It's an industry standard if you're in the industry. If you're in the float industry, I should say. Also, big shout out to I-Sopod. So I have been replacing a part on an I-Sopod, and I gotta say, I talk about how these things are built so well and how they're built kind of like industrially, but I kind of forget all the how deep that goes. And so I've been taking apart, and maintenance happens on float tanks, right? They're not timeless, so of course it's gonna happen. But when it does happen, and you go back behind the tank and you're taking it apart, and you're seeing all these heavy duty stainless steel pieces keeping it all together, it's just so impressive to me. So I've been seeing that firsthand, just how well these things are built. Can't recommend these things enough. I-Sopod.com, I-Sopod, tell them we sent you. And yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about that sweet merch. Welcome back to another episode of Art of the Float. My name is Dylan. I own the Float Shop. We occasionally do a I've said it. We got to switch who's doing the intro. It's just like blah blah. I own the Float Shop in Portland, Oregon, and I do run it with my beautiful, lovely wife Sandra. I like that part, but it just we gotta rotate who's doing these. So, anyways. We occasionally do t-shirt runs, and we should probably have them going more often. We have a beautiful logo, and so it's a beautiful shirt that you can wear. We do a local, what's it called, where they are locally franchise, a franchise tree frog, something like that. Big Frog PDX. Thank you guys. Do our printing, and we're just able to pick it up down the street from us, and it works out great. And they also like to float, so that helps with a little bit of trade as well. And now we're doing this really cool retro t-shirt. It's actually this European artist who floated with us about 9.5 years ago, and did some work for us that was just kind of cool at the time. And now we're like, wow, this is actually super badass. Let's get this on a t-shirt and get it out there. So What?
My name is Gloria, and I'm from Float 60. I mean, that was quite an extravagant intro, Dylan. I want to learn more. So
I'm getting better.
So I'm sure people are going to be shocked that Gloria from Float 60 has branded Float 60 merchandise, right? I'm sure you guys are all shocked.
Yes. Surprising.
We do have shirts, we have mugs, we have little tea guys, and we have a lot of stuff, actually. So, yeah, and I could talk about where we get it from. There's some story behind that as well. So that's me. Drew?
This is Drew from New Hampshire Float in New Hampshire. I brand probably the least out of everybody here because I don't know where to do it. I don't know how to do it. I am kind of stumped with how to do that because I have ordered T-shirts in the past and I'm like, oh, how many small, medium, and large do I get? I don't know. And I have to spend hundreds of dollars to have an array of shirts and I don't really know how to do that. And I just wanted to say, as Gloria was talking, all I thought about was the movie Spaceballs, when everything, for those who are old enough to remember, they branded everything in Spaceballs. And I just picture everything Float 60. You unravel the toilet paper, the Float 60 logo is on it.
Don't you think for a minute I didn't think about branding our toilet paper, because I did.
I bet you did. Gloria's like an A+ with this stuff.
Gloria's new center, Float 60, the search for more money. Yeah.
It's not
what they call the sequel.
Longest intro ever.
Yes, it is.
Kim, before you introduce yourself, I didn't feel like I got everything I needed to say about my T-shirts. So we go through a company that does these really cool Please go ahead. It's been a long week, guys. It's good to see you again. It's good to see you.
It's been a while.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead, Kim. I'm dying to know.
Okay.
Talk to us about
Straight
merch.
In my face. My name is Kim Hannon, and I co-own Tsukino Float Center in Salt Cave in southern Indiana with my husband, and we do some branded stuff. We've gone through a few rounds of T-shirts, and we've got some mugs and stuff, but we're out right now, so it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say right now.
Okay, I have a question.
I have a question as well.
I have a question, too.
We all have a lot of questions. Do you sell?
No answers tonight.
Do you sell most of your merch, or do you give it away? Because we have a hybrid of both.
I have a more important question.
Oh, well, thanks.
Oh,
thanks.
wow.
I'll just go ahead and hang up now.
I want to come back to that.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to come back to that. But
Sorry, we'll see you next week.
I want to know, so we all answered for our centers, but what about for us? Art of the Float. Have we ever sold branded merch?
I don't know if people would want branded merchandise for
like
Art of the Float. It's a very cool logo. I agree, but you think people would like it that much?
I know.
Do they want to wear it on their body?
I definitely think so. I would wear one.
I can say that I found this really cool shop on the Art of the Float website that sold T-shirts and mugs, and I bought one of everything.
Yes, you did.
Excuse me
Are
while
you
I go
talking
shopping.
about shop.artofthefloat.com?
Yes, I am. Shop.artofthefloat.com. The launch.
The launch episode. We got you guys. You thought there was quality content in here. It's a big commercial. I kind of forgot that we were going to talk about that, actually. Oh, wow. Screen sharing.
Boom.
Great. This is a video podcast now. Yeah, we can do that.
Ooh.
Boom. Look at
Who
that.
took that picture is what I want to know.
Whoever it was, he wasn't paid enough. That's what he said. No, that's me. That's my work. This is what I've been doing over holiday break when I wasn't remodeling my kitchen. And
fantastic.
Yeah. So honestly, it is really cool to be able to sell products, clothes, and mugs. Which is, by the way, not all just Art of the Float branded.
Click the clothes.
Okay. You said it too fast.
Oh, darn it.
So video clips. So this is honestly, this is the onus of the reason we even started moving this way was we aren't able to host video. And so every month with our Patreon, we put out photography and we put out video. After a few months, the photographs go up on our Pixie site, which, there are links to that on our website as well. But we could never find a good host for the videos. And so we just ended up making an entire store based off of that. So now all the float clips that have never been available to the public before are now available. And, all the menu items are pretty obvious. So I think there are something like 40 or 50 videos. It's probably even more than that. Videos up there. There are testimonial videos. These are a couple things we did a little while back. And these are a little bit more of our test runs for testimony videos. Ivana is actually I don't know if you call co-director or my partner in making these. She suffers from Crohn's disease. And so we actually were able to make a video with her as well. Oh my gosh, why can I not think of his name? Motor City Float. What is his name? Oh no.
Is it James Harder?
No, not James.
That was a joke. That was
Jimmy.
a joke.
Jimmy. Yeah,
Jimmy. Get it?
Nice callback.
Jay.
Worked on the Lauren testimonial video and did some really awesome editing and color correction and color work. So thank you. I feel terrible. I can't think of his name.
Can you click on
so
the
yeah,
close?
those are available. Blog posts are up. We didn't have a host for that. And all right, click on the close.
Yay! There's clothes.
So obviously you can get Art of the Float branded t-shirts. We also now have things inspired by the float photography as well. So that you can have your employees repping the float. Customers, you can ship a whole bunch to your center and sell them to your customers as well, of course. And the dream for me, honestly, is to get artists who do really cool float-related work in contact with me, and I can host them here so that we can just have a really cool win-win of you're an artist, you create, you get paid for your work, and other people can access it. So hopefully shop.artofthefloat.com will be a hub for super cool artwork. And it's possible that we'll do prints as well if that's what people want. That's something we can do. And I like the mugs too. The mugs called out to me just because at the float shop tea is just such a thing. Like just to have some float related mugs out there just seemed like a really cool idea for us. So that's what we have. And yeah.
Well done.
I ordered mine.
Yep. Can't wait to get them. So the next episode, I vote that we wear our Art of the Float swag. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's shipping right now. So yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right.
Gosh, I need to order something.
Better get on it.
That's awesome.
Okay, so go ahead, Drew.
So I just wanted to ask, I see all these different options of different things that are on there. Like I was saying before, I had to buy a whole bunch of things to have a bunch of products in there. How does that work when you have a bunch of different sizes, a bunch of different images?
Right.
Do you have to pay for a whole bunch of, products and then sit on it?
We don't tell people how to make the sausage, Drew.
That's why I don't sell anything, Gloria.
Yeah, exactly. I have no interest in blocking anybody from doing, selling on their float websites and all that stuff or at their stores. And so, like for the float shop, if I didn't get this out during my intro, which I don't think I did because I wasn't given a lot of time, is that we print out like 30 or 50 or whatever it is, and we hold those all in our place, and it is only people coming in purchasing that stuff, so there's no shipping.
With a local guy, like you have a local printer.
Yeah. Like I said, like he's just down the street.
Yeah, right.
Big Frog. They print it, we pick it up, and it's at our place. I don't know if they do shipping or not at all. But what I do through Art of the Float with this website is print on demand, which is kind of a newish technology in general for all sorts of different types of products, is that you don't have to order 500 of them, pay for them to be stored in a warehouse or in your garage, which is the last thing Sandra wants me to be doing, is having that, and then waiting on me to create a shipping label and mailing it out. You don't want me doing that, and I knew that would be a mistake, so I was sure it would be cheaper to print that and hold it in your garage and do it yourself. But you have to look at how much time you have to do that kind of stuff. Makes sense for the float shop, doesn't, or the doing a whole bunch at once makes sense for the float shop, didn't for Art of the Float.
And Drew,
so every time you order, it's printed.
Awesome. One little secret that I have, most people may not know this. I think Kim does, but my first company was in 2002, which is like 20 years ago this year, which is crazy, you guys. My first company was a marketing company, and I had a promotional products division, and I had the ability to, and I still have it. So my marketing company is actually the marketing company that Float 60 uses. So I basically, order everything through my marketing company for the studios. And then, for you, if you're just starting out, you can open like a wholesale account with anyone really, but you open a wholesale account with like a t-shirt provider. There's many out there that rep all kinds of brands, and you can go in and just buy as many as you want in each size and then just go get them printed. There's a whole new thing too about versus like printing with screen print is kind of yesterday. Now it's heat transfers, right? So sublimation and heat transferring makes it really easy to do this. You could even buy a little at-home heat press, which is really interesting. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. We've gone through a couple of iterations of our t-shirts. Before we opened, we used a company called Bonfire, bonfire.com. You can do fundraisers, and it works similarly to what Dylan was talking about before, the drop shipping, where you order it, they handle a print, and they ship it out to anyone who purchases. What is different though with Bonfire is like, you can do it as a fundraiser where you set a deadline. You have to order by this date, then they do a batch and send it out. They also have an option now where you can basically set your own prices and make it available. You determine, what your minimum quantity is. And depending on how many you have, like your profit margins will shrink or grow. And they have an option where you can just straight up buy it. You set your own price. And if you set your price at cost, like bulk order. And that's what we kind of did a combination. Our first round was a fundraiser. The second round, we did a bulk order, got those, set our own markup, and sold them in the shop. And then when some of that took a minute to sell, like everybody's all like, I want a t-shirt. And then I had stacks of t-shirts that took a while to get through. We're like, let's do our own smaller quantity. We set up a wholesale t-shirt account through, I can't remember the name of the company, but if I remember it, I'll put it in the show notes.
SS Activewear is the one we use.
Yeah, and I think we did Next Level. Next Level was the brand of the t-shirt, but there was a different company where you can go buy a ton of t-shirts. And then we bought a press. We had tried a Cricut, and like Cricut is like a little machine that will cut it out for you, and then you have to do your own transfers. That wasn't so great. We printed through a transfer company, Transfer Express instead, and then used that press, and we would just make a small batch at a time. Did pretty well with those, but it's time consuming. Like you're standing in the back of the shop with a giant hot print like press. And so we still have it, and we do that. Like if we need like one particular t-shirt for an event or something like that, we'll do it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The quality isn't as like long lasting as going through a professional print company though. So.
Okay. Yeah. So there is like a bleaching style where they do an imprint by bleaching it so it never goes away. I kind of thought maybe this was similar with the heat, but it is color. It's not just a one tone.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can do different transfers. And so like Transfer Express, it costs more, of course, if you have a ton of color, but they can create a full color transfer that you then put on your shirt and stamp and press. And, it was a couple $100 for the press. And then we got the t-shirts like really, really cheap, but we decided our time is worth more.
Yeah.
And we would
sometimes it's better to leave it to the professionals for sure.
Yeah.
I use a local nonprofit to do my printing, and I feel good about using them, so if you could find somebody like that's a really good option too, Drew. But it's fun.
Sounds like there's this big old world out there.
Yeah,
there is. Yes. So we started a not promotion, but more of a loyalty program just this past month. And today we had a guest who hit their 100th float. And so we printed up 100 Club float t-shirts.
Yes.
And we awarded him today. I didn't see him today, but I'm super excited to see the picture of him in that shirt. But yeah, there's a lot of fun you could do, and like just giveaways and things like that. I think it's a good thing. to just get the word out. And we do it
That's
for our employees.
super fun. I like that idea. That's so cool. She ordered the design. How do you make your design on it? I'm a little confused. Like, do you plug your computer into it? How do you
for like printing?
For the heat. Yeah.
So we went through a professional company to print the actual transfer. And so I created the design that we wanted to use and sent them the artwork. Like, you just upload it through their site, and then they send you the actual transfer sheets that, and that also creates some limits about like sizing. But the nice thing about doing it yourself is you get to pick where it goes on the shirt. A lot of times when you go through a printing company, you can't pick certain locations. You're like restricted to front and back. And so you get to kind of play and get creative with that. So that part's really nice. But, it's just like a transfer, like, I don't know, if you think like a wall stencil, it's essentially the same concept, but it adheres and sticks onto the cloth. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's like the old iron-on, but it's a much more...
It's a professional.
Yeah, it's a much more durable and permanent option.
And by the way, I don't want to knock screen printing. I think screen printing is super cool. I think there are a lot of small businesses that still do screen printing that is really fun to support, and like it's a little bit retro cool to do that. My only complaint is that it tends to peel off over time, whereas the new stuff can be really permanent, which is a kind of a bummer when you want to support like small businesses doing that. So Drew, what are you thinking? Where are you at? You have a hat. Like you said at the top of the show, you have this hat. Who are you going through for that?
Well, so it was really expensive, and I didn't really want to do it, but the person helping me was like, "Yeah, you got to do this."
Is it embroidered? Like that. Is it an embroidery?
Yeah.
So once you get it digitized, so you had to take your logo, get it digitized. Now that it's digitized, it should not be that much money. And if you go, and I'll share the wholesale company, if you go to that wholesale site, you can buy caps like that and just have it printed, or not printed, but embroidered on some beanies and sell them.
Okay, I'd love to. Yeah, I want to look into that.
Yeah, it's easy. Look for a local embroiderer for sure. Whoever did this one should have your file ready to roll.
Gloria, I'm so badass.
Right. I'm ready to this is cool.
Gloria, where do I get my my logoed toilet paper? Where's that come from?
So there are companies that will put your logo on anything. Okay, so here's a secret. So again, going back 20 years, you guys, 20 years. How old are you guys? Were you even born yet?
I was 8.
So basically, when you're a promotional products distributor, you have access to all of these different manufacturers. And so you subscribe to like a database that's a subscription. And because you're a distributor, you get net pricing based on certain quantities, right? So like anything you could think of, umbrella, toilet paper, gift wrapping, whatever you can think of, it's in this database. But you have to be an established distributor that sells to businesses, right? But yeah, they're out there, Drew. If you want me to look for toilet paper, I will. Yeah.
And
I'll have to find out how much it would cost.
I do other print. I'm not into like promotional products and stuff, but through Mindfull Solutions, we do, banners and brochures and like, of course, any kind of printed flyers, gloss, all of that kind of
paper?
Stuff. Toilet paper? No, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to work on that. I'm going to contact my printer and just go ahead and tell them that I have 4 businesses, 5 if we include Art of the Float, and we're going to have 5 businesses placing some order for toilet paper branded.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's going to be amazing.
Okay, I have like a technical
new business
question.
venture.
Wait, we're all on board.
We're all doing it. Opening up a new business.
I think that would be awesome. But how do you get like? Can I take a picture of my float tank and then have that put onto items? Is it that easy?
So technically, yes. Do you really want to?
But why are you all?
Well,
because it would be a horrible.
Because there's photography and then there's images, right?
Imagery.
Like, yeah, it probably wouldn't work for most things.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would have to be a really high res photo. B, like, think about like the design and like what would that actually look like? Would it look like somebody just took a picture of a float tank and slapped it on there?
Okay, so I guess my question is, all right, like I'm listening to this episode and this sounds awesome. I want to brand my stuff. Now what? I need a picture of my logo at a minimum.
Yes, your logo, and that could be just all you put on there. You could do catchphrases, go with the float, go float yourself. Like, I mean, we've got a ton of those.
So how do you do that?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
okay. So let's say I want my New Hampshire float logo and a cool, funky saying. Like, how do I even do that?
The site that I was talking about earlier, Bonfire, actually has a designer built in. And so as you're creating your design, you upload your logo, and they have, like, you drag and drop text boxes over, all of that. You can also create a lot of stuff in Canva. I mean, Canva has free apps. You can create a design there and then download it as, you know, they typically will do a print PDF, which is your highest resolution version. You can use that and import it in. Oh my gosh, there you go. The printed TP. If you're just listening, we are now looking at images of branded toilet paper.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Drew,
but
told you.
Love
Drew,
it.
you can
dream it. We can do it.
That you have. Typically a higher resolution, high quality image is your best bet, though. So you could put your.
I go into Photoshop. I write my text. I export it. Either I guess for this they want high resolution PNG files.
Yeah.
And then as long as you have a transparent background, like you're good to go. Whatever you want, can slap it on a T-shirt. I'll be stealing all those catchphrases and putting them on Art of the Float Camp. Thank you.
You're welcome. I have more.
Drew, were you?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I was
Is somebody
kind of
flushing a
asking
toilet?
for others as well.
Oh, that's what that sound was. I'm like, I keep hearing something. What is that?
I don't know what that is. I don't hear it now. Oh, it's Dylan.
One of my favorite
It's
podcasts
Dylan.
started doing their podcasts outside because of COVID, and so there'll be dogs barking in trees, birds and up in trees, and it's this really peaceful sound. And that is the sound of my daughters about to take a bath. Because I got a text to say that they're a little stinky, so they're getting dipped in there. So that's the beautiful sounds that are entering this podcast.
It's like white noise.
Yes.
I like
Great,
it.
good, very zen, good. That's what I like to think of this podcast as. It's just some good white noise. You just block everything out. Good.
All right, so I'll just add to that yeah, I didn't know how any of that stuff worked, and I think that is all great information, and thank you for sharing, because I didn't know. Okay, yeah, if I have the idea, now how do I put it on a shirt?
Blinkstyle.com is where I get my bulk t-shirts. You can choose your brands, you can choose your styles, all of that. The same thing on Bonfire. If you run a campaign or order through them, you can select brands and styles, all of that. So either of those, but Blank Style is just the blank version, and then I use transferexpress.com, and we'll put all of that in the show notes too.
But Drew,
Everyone's welcome.
Find a local. Yeah. Go to your Chamber of Commerce and find a promotional products person or a T-shirt printer, and give them a shot. Give them a chance to bid on it, because this is what they do for a living, and they'll make it very easy for you, and you'll support somebody in the community.
Would a local person be amenable to doing it as ordered in like an on-demand type of way, you think, or is that not common? I
think, nowadays they're probably doing a lot more of the onesies and twosies versus a big order. And, I would just find a small company, and they'll probably work with you.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask,
No,
right?
it doesn't.
Exactly. And some will be willing to, and some definitely won't. But that is my next step too.
And the price will just be reflective of that.
The fewer you get, the more expensive it will be.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then with the spare, we do print runs of shirts just for our employees. We're like, hey, everybody, tell me your size, and we'll do a run. And it's just good to have. Well, we like our employees walking around wearing the logo and wearing our brand, and they don't have to worry about what they're going to wear to work. I kind of like that. Like it's not a uniform, but it just kind of takes the edge off a little bit and needing to think about it. So I like that part.
I even saw one float center. I forgot who it was, but I bought their T-shirt. I love their T-shirt. It was an Old Navy T-shirt. So they went to Old Navy, bought a bunch of inexpensive T-shirts. They felt great, and then they got them screen printed. So you don't necessarily have to go order them. You can just go buy some T-shirts anywhere.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Art of the Floats T-shirts. Not to make this whole episode about it, but I do want high quality threads on my skin, and so I make sure that what we sell on Art of the Float is not that thick T-shirt that you get and put on, and it's like, oh man, this is like, oh, this feels cheap. Like you get it out of or like swag they give away for free.
The 99
it's like, I'll never
cent
actually
T-shirts,
wear this. Wash my car.
Polyester.
Vistaprint has the worst T-shirts I've ever seen were Vistaprint, and that's how they were.
Yeah, you want to find 100% cotton or like a cotton blend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the ones that are a little bit tight and stretch a little bit to show your muscles. Those are the ones
The
I
muscle
like.
shirts.
It's the only ones I get. Yeah. I buy a lady's V-neck just so I can show off. Well, just like I'm showing off right
you're
now.
pumping out right now, Dylan. You got your sleeves are missing. What happened?
Well, they're getting filled up with these biceps. I don't know, man. What can I do?
Oh my gosh. I have one other tip. Coffee mugs I ordered through Amsterdam Printing. They were really great, really easy to work with. They do a full wrap, and I wish I had one of my mugs down here, but
nice.
Wrong time of day. But they'll do a full wrap on there, and their customer service was excellent, and really, really pain-free to use that one. So, if you don't have a local place.
Well, I think we covered all there is to know.
The swag
about
episode.
Products, yes. And if you didn't see it on our social media, there is a 15% off sale for anybody who's interested on shopping at shop.artofloat.com.
Whoa.
We had to pay. Yeah. Let him have it, Gloria. Wait a minute.
Good F. Like, literally, we just purchased, and now you're springing the discount code. What's up with that?
I'm a monster, and I'm greedy.
You're a monster.
I knew I had you.
Corporate Dylan.
Jeez, no respect for the co-host. The blood, sweat, and tears we shed.
Any chance I can get, I'm gonna bleed you. So yeah, check for social media for what that promo code is, because this has been recorded before it's been made. So I don't know, but chickadee, check it out. And is there anything else, guys? Print on demand and ordering in bulk, but two different beasts, but one might be right for you. Let's see here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to these crazy, crazy people who happen to know a good deal about running a business. It's actually pretty cool. I love hearing all these insights from my co-hosts. Thank you, Drew, Kim, and Gloria. Thank you for listening. Thanks, not thank you guys for listening, but thanks for the listeners for listening, letting our voices travel into your ear canals, and supporting us on Patreon, of course. Appreciate that. And now, thanks for supporting us on Art of the Float's store, which you can go directly to shop.artofthefloat.com, or, of course, you can just go through artofthefloat.com and find the cool, really cool logo that we definitely have finalized already to get there. And thanks to Olga for producing the show. Thanks so much to HelmBot and I-Sopod for supporting us. And I think that's it. Yeah, as always, shop Art of the Float. We'll see you next week.
I was really worried when we got started there.
Why?
Like, I don't know, 72-minute intros?